Hey, what's up everyone? It's Frankie with iThrifties.com. Today I'm going to talk about a smartwatch that I've tested. I've been testing several, probably a dozen, maybe even up to about 20 different smartwatch models and makes. And I've ran across a couple that I really like, that I think are worth owning. And at the price of these Chinese smartwatches, if you get the right one, you can do a lot of things that you want to do without really spending a lot of money. And so the one we're going to be showing you today is called the S79, and they come in various different colors. I've got them available on iThrifties.com. I've got the blue one, I've got the pink one, and I've got the black one. And I wanted to just show you some of the functionality of this watch. And so we'll just kind of go over the outside. This is kind of a metal frame around the watch body, and then it's just the rubber band. There is a plastic bottom on it, and this does pop off, and there's a replaceable battery. Also in here is under the battery you can put a SIM card. So this is a smartwatch phone. If you put a SIM card, you can use this as a phone all by itself. Also in there is a micro SD slot. It comes empty, but I do put a 4 gig micro SD card in my smartwatches, so that's another advantage to purchasing it through iThrifties.com. Plus the fact that it's here in the United States, and I check all my products for DOAs. I make sure all of them come on and work. And I only sell on my website, I only sell ones that I've tested and that I actually think are worth owning. And so anyway, we'll go ahead and go over the ports and things. So on this side is the microphone. You can open this port up here, and that's your charging port. It's a micro USB. This is your menu control. On the other side you've got a speaker. Right on the front you've got a camera. So that's basically the rundown of the device's ports, and we'll go ahead and I already turned the phone on, the smartwatch phone on. You've got 3 different watch interfaces. This is the main one. If you swipe up, you've got one that's kind of an all white type interface, and we swipe up again, you've got the digital one that shows the date and time. And swipe back up to the one, that's the one most people actually like. So now if I swipe in from the left to the right, this is your main screen. It's got access directly to the phone, to your messages, and then your pedometer. So if you go into, if this device is, if the smartwatch is connected to a cell phone, then you can actually make phone calls from here even if you don't have a SIM card. So let's repeat that. You can put a SIM card in this device and it can be its own cell phone. Or via Bluetooth you can connect to your Android device and you can make phone calls and get your messages. Now that's what I've done now, is I'm connected to my cell phone. So if I was to click the phone here, I can actually call with my phone to my wife's phone. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. So when I hit OK after putting the number in, it says, do you want to make a Bluetooth call or a local call? Well, local is grayed out because I don't have a SIM card in here. So I'll choose Bluetooth. Now what should happen is it should pull up my phone, and it should use that to make a phone call to her phone, which is on the left here. And there you have it. She's calling there. So we'll just go ahead and hang up. And that's really how the phone dialer works. Now if we go into the messages, you can go into your inbox and you can look at your text messages. So say I wanted to open one of these text messages up, I can read that text message if I want. Go to another one. I can reply to that message, or I can forward it, or I can call the sender, or I can delete it. And it does work. Works very well. Alright, and then of course you just have your standard pedometer, pedometer, whatever you want to call it. And it really does work pretty decent. Now if you swipe again, you've got a whole host of other options. You've got a calendar. You've got where you can go view your SIM card if you've got a SIM card in. You've got a calculator. You've got your Bluetooth where you can turn it on and off. This little button right here is the barcode, or not the barcode, but the little scanner code that you would scan in order for you to be able to download the Bluetooth notification app that you have to have. In order to be able to make phone calls and check your messages, you do have to have an Android app installed on your Android phone, and you scan it with this code here, and that gets you the access to that application. Real easy. Alright, and then of course this is your contacts. You go into contacts, and then you've got your phone contacts, but I don't have a SIM in it, so we're going to go over to my phone, and it should list a bunch of stuff there. So those are my contacts that are actually in my phone. Now here, if we click on this, this will let us review our missed calls, our dialed calls, and that type of thing. And then again, from this screen we can actually make a phone call. If we swipe again, here's where we can play the FM radio. You can go in and record a message. This is a sound recorder. This is your file manager, so you can actually go out and look at your SIM card. You can actually play music right from here too. If you go ahead and choose a song, it's going to want to know if you want to connect to the Bluetooth, and you can cancel out of there. I'll show you that a little bit later. Here's where you can actually have your smartwatch put itself in different modes depending on where you're at. Silent mode, meeting mode, outdoor, that type of thing. And then the browser. Now the browser I think only works if you have a SIM card in. Then it's able to get online, and then it's able to use the browser. It doesn't work without that. On this screen you got access to the pedometer, the sleep monitor. This here is going to give you access to the camera if you're connected, and I'll show that to you later. This is where you actually can add your devices, and then you can connect to each device. We'll talk about that in a bit too. And you got the alarm clock here. And finally, this is where you go in and you can play your music. Now I've got some music on the SIM card, or not the SIM card, but the micro SD card, and so I could go ahead and play a song. I'll put it up to my microphone. So that's just playing it right from the phone, and we're going to play it to my Bluetooth speaker here in a minute. So here it wants to disconnect from the Bluetooth music. Here is a camera, the video camera. This is the still frame camera. This actually gets in and shows you your pictures. This gets you into settings where you can change a lot of things in your settings dialog. This again gets you into your messages. And we've already talked about that one. So that's pretty much all your settings. Now what I want to do is show you how to connect to like this Bluetooth speaker. Now we're connected to the phone right now. And so what we're going to do is go into this little area here. We're going to choose my phone. We're going to disconnect. And then we're going to go back in. We're going to choose my Magic Box speaker. Now we're connected to this speaker. Now I'm going to go back out, and I'm going to go to music, and we're going to play some music. Works good. Now we're going to show you another way to play your music. We said we'd talk about that, so we're going to go to our File Explorer. We're going to go into the folder called My Music, and we can play something from here. Just click it.
Drove by all the places you used to hang out getting wet.
So yeah, you can play it from here if you want to. The other thing I wanted to show you while I was in here, you can't actually play videos, but you can listen to videos. You can't watch them. So this is an MP4 that I put on here talking about King Tut. You can hit play. You can't actually watch it that I'm aware of, but you're able to listen to it.
It's one of the most famous and mysterious faces in history. A teenage pharaoh who ruled over ancient Egypt. Tutankhamun.
Alright, so that's pretty cool actually. Alright, so now if I wanted to get back to my my watch, I'll show you what happens if you try to go into like messages when you're not connected. You get this little message that says, hey, you need to install the BT Notifier app, and that just means you go to this screen here and you pull up this and you scan it with your phone and you download the app, install it, and you're ready to go. Now I want to go ahead and connect back up to my device, my phone. So I'll go in here, and on my Magic Box I'm going to disconnect, and we'll go back to my cell phone and connect. You'll notice what happens when it does. It wants to come up, wants to ask you if you want it to sync your time and stuff. Now if I go back into here, I can get into the Notifier. If I go back to our home page and go into my messages, I should have access to my text messages again. Sure enough, there they are. So yeah, really that's kind of a rundown of the device. I mean, I've kind of gone into most of the features. I really think it's a pretty solid device for you know, I'm selling these for $50 at iThrifties.com, and that comes with the 4 gig micro SD card. You know, it comes in the box, comes with a micro USB charger and a little instruction booklet. And I've opened them and turned on every one of them, made sure they all work. You know, just a nice little smartwatch. Now I do also recommend the S79, and I'm going to be doing another video on the S29 to show you what it looks like. It looks more like a Samsung smartwatch. This one, these look more like the Apple smartwatch. The other one, the S29, looks more like an Android or a Samsung in particular smartwatch. And then there's one other too that I'll be doing. It's called the S8. It actually runs a full version of KitKat Android, and I really like it too. So those are the 3 watches I mainly recommend. I recommend you visit iThrifties.com and pick up one. I think you'll really enjoy using it, especially for the price. You just really can't beat it. So thanks for watching this demonstration of the S79.